At the beginning of the 20th century, Dagestan, like the whole North Caucasus, experienced an acute shortage of qualified personnel in many fields. The state faced an urgent task of on-site training. Therefore, the establishment of the Dagestan Medical Institute in 1932 was of great importance. To organize the educational process, it was necessary to invite new lecturers and faculty members to Dagestan, those ones who were ready to leave their previous places of work and come to a small and attractive provincial town, where they had to create new departments from scratch. Professor Mikhail Dobrokhotov, MD, had a vast experience in organizational, teaching, scientific and practical work. He was invited to the institute to establish a department and a clinic of nervous disease. He was a well-known professor in scientific circles, a graduate of the famous Moscow Neurological School. The invitation of a well-known scientist and educator raised the prestige of the institute. At the end of November 1935, Professor Dobrokhotov arrived in Dagestan, where he remained to live and work until the end of his days. The Department of Nervous Disease, headed by him, appeared in 1986 and laid the foundation of the Dagestan Neurological School. Semyon Weingart and Konstantin Kunakov began working at the department as the first assistants. The sphere of their scientific interests included various pathologies of the peripheral nervous system. Despite of all the difficulties the staff of the department had to face in the process of its formation, by the beginning of the Great Patriotic War, it was an effectively working division of the Dagestan Medical Institute, which continued to train future doctors. In addition to the head of the department, Professor Dobrokhotov, Fyodor Rabatlov, PhD, Raisa Bagayavlinskaya, and residents of the department worked there. In December 1952, after the death of Professor Dobrokhotov, Vladimir Lichtenstein, PhD in medicine, became the head of the Department of Neurology. He continued the course of his predecessor on the education of practical doctors and the establishment of a neurological school. Practitioners were involved in the scientific work of the department. They subsequently processed the collected and meaningful materials into PhD theses. In the early 1960s, issues of regional pathology were developed at the department. Taisia Mironova and Ibrahim Kaliyaev dealt with the problems of neuroborreliosis. Arkady Solomyansky described some hereditary nervous disease found in Dagestan. At this time, Vladimir Lichtenstein published 3 monographs which summed up the results of many years of research on the temperature analyzer and its role and some types of pathology, temperature topography of human body, tendon reflexes in humans. Scientific work was carried out with instruments specially developed and designed at local enterprises. A truly innovative invention was patented in 1969, a thermal pulsator. In 1977, Vladimir Lichtenstein developed a unique method of local thermal exposure using a thermal pulsator, designed to treat trigeminal neuralgia. The idea of thermal pulsation was further developed in the works of his students Магомедариб Магомедов, Зинаида Саидова, Тажидин Магудинов, Basi Mikhailova. Under the guidance of Vladimir Lichtenstein, his students prepared 10 PhD theses. Neurosurgical research at the department was devoted to the issues of plastic defects of the dura mater, as well as the features of preventing infection of wounds in open injuries of the skull and brain. In 1984, Vladimir Lichtenstein retired and left the Dagestan Medical Institute, leaving there a close-knit and efficient team of his students. Rashidbek Umakhanov, MD, who held this position until 1995, replaced him as head of Department of Nervous Disease with the course of neurosurgery. During this period, the scientific work of the department changed its direction to predominantly neurosurgical themes, and the neurological school expanded the range of scientific interests and replenished with neurosurgeons. In the second half of the 80s, 90s, some works devoted to the morphological, histological characteristics and clinical picture of volumetric formation of the brain, as well as to primary tumors of the spinal cord, with the analysis of the most effective methods of their surgical treatments were printed. Then, the joint Department of Nervous Disease was headed by Vladimir Lichtenstein's student, Professor Tuzhdin Mugudinov. The main issue of the scientific research of the department during this period was the chronic cerebrovascular pathology. In 1999, Professor Mugudinov headed the department of the Faculty of Advanced Studies, continuing the traditions of neurological school. Today, the department is headed by Professor Mugudinov's students, Associated Professor Burlata Busuyeva. Under her leadership, students of the main faculties, clinical residents, and graduate students are trained at the department. The range of scientific research included issues of acute cerebrovascular pathology, pain syndromes, hereditary disease of the nervous system, the history of psychoneurology. Much attention is paid interdisciplinary issues, the feature of neurological pathology in patients with gynecological, dental, and therapeutic disease. During its work, the department has grown up thousands of doctors, having become a truly neurological school. Using the experience of predecessor, successfully implementing to the plans, the department continues its work, responding to the challenge of our time.